Hey friends, what's good? Derek here from Mom Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So as we're finishing up this week of the Come Follow Me, I want to focus on Matthew chapter 4, and then you go over to Luke chapter 5. There's some great things here. So you go to the end of Matthew chapter 4, and this is where you got the calling of Peter and John and James, and you got all of these great guys who are fishermen. So Matthew's example, these guys are just out fishing. Verse 18, it says, Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee saw two brothers, Peter and Andrew, and they're fishing. They're casting their net into there. Verse 19 says, follow me, I'll make you fishers of men. It says they straightway, we talked about straightway this last week, straightway left their nets and followed him. Going on from thence, he saw the two brethren, James and John, son of Zebedee, in the ship with Zebedee, their father, mending their nets. We'll talk about that in a second. And he called them. They immediately, there's that word again, they left the ship and their father, and they followed him. Okay, so these men, Peter, Andrew, James, and John, they're just like, yep, we're going to follow you immediately, right? Now, this idea of mending their nets, we don't know why they're mending their nets according to Matthew's gospel. So you have to go over to Luke, who gives you an interesting perspective on why these men are mending their nets. Now, you get to Luke chapter 5. You go to verse number 2. It said, Jesus is going forth. He saw two ships standing by the lake, but the fishermen were gone out of them, and they were washing their nets, which means they were done for the day. Verse number 3, he entered into one of their ships, which was Simon's, prayed to him that he would thrust out a little bit from the land, and he sat down and taught the people out of the ship. Now, when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a draught, or a catch, or a haul. Now, they're done for the day. Simon answering said unto him, Master, we've toiled all the night, and we've taken nothing. Nevertheless, at thy word, I will let down the net. That's a cool little statement right there. It's like, we're not that good. One of the things I've noticed is these men are horrible fishermen. Whenever they're fishing, they're just not doing a lot of stuff they're just not good fishermen. And then Jesus shows up. So verse number 6, it says, when this was done, they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, and their net brake, okay? Which is why James and John were mending the nets back in chapter 4 of Matthew. And they beckoned unto their partners, which were on the other ship, that they should come and help them. And they came and filled both the ships, so that they began to sink. And when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord. He's just like, I don't feel worthy to be around you. I love the way The Chosen, if you watch The Chosen, I love the way they handled this particular interchange. Now, he says, I'm a sinful man. He was astonished, and all that were with him, at the draught of fishes that they had taken him at. They'd never seen a haul like this before. This is new to them. Like I said, they're probably not that great of fishermen until Jesus shows up. Probably a gospel principle for us, right? So it was also with James and John, the sons of Zebedee, which were partners with Simon. And Jesus said unto Simon, fear not, from henceforth thou shalt catch men. And when they had brought their ships to land, they forsook all and followed him. Now, I love this story. You read Matthew's account, and it's just Jesus like, follow me, I'm going to make you fishers of men. They're like, got it, let's go. So in Luke chapter 5, it shows you that Jesus will often ask you to leave when things have just been really, really good. It reminds me of this particular picture right here. If you're watching this, you got this little girl standing right here with this cute little teddy bear. And here's Jesus Christ reaching out to her as if to say, okay, give me the teddy bear. And she says, but I love it, right? Why would the Lord ask you to give up something that means a lot to you? Like I said, these men have just brought in the biggest haul of their lives. And at this point, they kind of saw what they could do. And Jesus said, all right, follow me, and you're going to catch men. So back to this picture right here, we don't often know that the Lord has something better in store for us. Right behind his back, he's got the huge, ginormous teddy bear here, right? And she's like, I've got this one right here, and I love it. He's like, I know you love it, but I've got something even better for you. So God often asks us to follow him when our nets are full and not empty. Why would he give them the best haul ever and then ask them to leave it and follow him? You think about this. What are some things that you have seen, or maybe some people giving up a lot to follow Jesus Christ? You know, we have even our own apostles today. Many of these men were very successful businessmen and educators and other things. and they leave their professions to follow. There's examples out there of men, even just recently, men who are CEOs of businesses that have been called to be mission presidents. And what do? They leave and they go serve Jesus Christ. I think there's some great things to show us there why the Lord would ask us. Because again, if they're not doing well at their fishing, if he's just like, you guys are horrible fishermen, follow me. They're like, yeah, we got nothing better to do. Let's do this. He shows them what they can do. And again, we talked about this quote from President Benson where he said, so men and women who turn their lives over to Jesus Christ will find out that he can make a lot more out of them than they can on their own. This is one of those perfect examples in Matthew chapter 4 and Luke chapter 5 of following Jesus Christ when your nets are full and not when they're empty. And there's a great lesson there for us that Jesus shows us. He's like, you think this is awesome? Follow me and you can do some even more amazing things. I think there's a great principle there. It's a principle of sacrifice. It's a principle of faith. And it shows you what Jesus Christ can do with you as you choose to follow him. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks again for sharing these messages. Thanks for staying with us this week for these messages. Please go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel-themed socks at bombsocks.com. You guys have a great week and we will see you next time. Godspeed. Take care and bye-bye.